Janella Carrera, and I am your host for Coffee with the Candidates right here at the Port of Mocha. Today, I am interviewing Miss Hope Cristobal, former senator and a culinary herb farmer, as well as a former UOG history professor. The beautiful Miss Hope Cristobal. Welcome to the show. Thank you for being here.
Thank you, Janella, and thank you for having me. It's very nice of you to do these interviews because our public needs to be educated on many of our issues.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate that. All right, let's get started. Coffee with the Candidates. Obviously, our platform is to ask you a bunch of questions, some on a personal level, some on a political level. Mm-hmm. You are running for office. And I understand that the last time you were in office, you former senator, was over 20 years ago.
That's correct.
It's been quite a while. And I'm sure many are asking, what motivated you to seek office once again?
Well, there are many issues that face our island today that seem to be calling for me to come forward and address these issues.
And what are some of those issues that...
Well, one of them is Guam's very high cancer rates. As you know, cancer is the #2 killer on our island. And I'm very concerned about the 40 toxic contaminated sites on this island. And I feel that a lot of our cancers may be environmentally induced, and we need to ask answers and ask questions and demand answers for these toxic sites. I don't foresee that the government of Guam or the legislature would be putting out the funds for the cleanups, but I expect that whoever the industry that contaminates the environment will be funding the cleanups. I will demand that these toxic sites be cleaned up.
Okay. I know that your focus really is on agriculture, and that's something that you've been working on in your absence from the legislature. Yeah. But what are some of the other political issues that you think are very important that the island focus on right now, that's facing our island right now?
Well, sustainability is a big need, and there are many aspects of sustainability that we need to address, and so agriculture is one of them.
Right.
And getting our foods prepared properly so that we can get good, healthy foods for our people. We need to look at schooling and what happens there. How are our children faring? We don't want them to just go to school every day and get their free or reduced lunches, and we need to imbue a spirit of thriving. We need to support our teachers. They are the ones who prepare our children to be the future leaders of our island.
So, Ms. Hope, can you tell us, what is your stance on medical marijuana? I know it's an issue that's facing our island right now. It's being debated as to whether or not it's going to be included in our November ballot. What is your stance, and do you support it?
Well, I come personally. My sister, who had breast cancer, was diagnosed with breast cancer many years ago, and she took medical marijuana to relieve her nausea and her pain.
Not on Guam, obviously.
Not on Guam, but it was prescribed to her, and it really helped my sister. So coming from that personal vantage point, I support medical marijuana. I think it shows how caring we are as people. I do not have cancer, but 3 members of my family had cancers, and 2 members of my family have passed, and I still have 2 other members, yes. And so I was a caregiver for my mom who died of cancer, and I wish that at that time that she would have been allowed this extra help for her to deal with that pain, because she was in pain all the way.
With a high rate of cancer here in Guam, you would think that that's something that...
I think it goes along with our more holistic approach, the sustainability. It's all part of this, being the true caregivers that we can be. If that is what's on the table and that would help relieve a patient, by all means, I highly support the lawful use of medical marijuana.
Okay. You sound very, very passionate about what you want to do. I'm very happy I was able to interview you. I'm going to ask you some questions now that are completely off topic, some icebreakers. some things about your personal life that maybe some of our island might want to know about. For example, do you play any instruments?
Yes, I lived at the ranch without power and water when I was a little girl, and I was raised by my mom. When my dad left, my mom was a single mom, and one day she brought home this piano, and so I played the piano by ear.
Oh,
I
wow.
taught myself how to play it, and I would like to see, our children today in the schools developing the arts, the music, and science as well.
So you still play the piano until now?
Oh, I play it by ear.
That's wonderful. That's wonderful. And so my final question for you, share a story with us that not many people know about you. Something that you haven't shared in the past. Something that your friends may not even know about.
Oh, goodness gracious. Well, like I said, as a child, I grew up at the ranch without power, without water. So I know the hardships that brings to a family. And I've gone back to working with this type of a life. I find it existing today still in Swamp Road. I mean, we have many families without water, so we need to bring water to them. We have many families that still do not enjoy electricity. We would like to see everyone on this island. We have many homelessness, our homeless families. We have many people. We have over 1,000 homeless individuals here on this island. There's a lot of things that brings forth my experiences, the adverse conditions by which I lived as a child, has helped to build a strong person in me that I feel I could now stand up for those people.
Well, thank you so much, Hope. I really appreciate having you here,
Janella.
and thank you for your wonderful answers. And good luck to you. God bless. Thank you so much. Well, that'll do it for Coffee with the Candidates right here at Port Mocanagania. I'm Janella Currier.